Hello, this is Mike, and
Hi, I'm Tamas.
you're watching Soft Magnetics.
Hard topics.
So you may have noticed we have a new guest in Tamas here. So Tamas is going to be our technical outreach engineer, and he's based in Munich, Germany. And Tamas, maybe you could tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit of a history lesson.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Tamas Horvath, and right now I'm living in Germany, Munich. And in the last little bit more than 14 years, I was working as a development engineer, and I was designing and developing inductive components. I was working on different areas of the field, down from the 50 hertz low voltage applications with silicon steel, up to the use different kind of ferromagnetic materials, alloy powders, Fair-Rite, nanocrystalline, all the stuff. And in the last, I would say, more than 5 years, I was designing common mode chokes, mainly for automotive applications.
So common mode chokes, that's a really good segue into what we're going to talk about today. So we get, Fair-Rite cores get used in chokes and beads, and, oftentimes we get asked, what's the difference between those two things? What constitutes a choke, right? Fair-Rite or otherwise, because it doesn't necessarily need to be Fair-Rite. But so what is a choke?
Good. So, choke is an inductor. If we want to go really in a exact definition, there is a standard about the inductors for electromagnetic interference suppression. It's an IEC 60938 maybe, and there that standard defines choke as an inductor, and even declares that the standards using choke and inductor as synonyms. And what is a inductor itself, or a choke? It is a device what is built up from a winding or more windings. And the purpose of these windings is to concentrate the magnetic field, and then use this magnetic field for different kind of purposes. So technically using the magnetism to solve electric problems.
And a core ferrite, nanocrystalline, iron, you name it, it's acting as a modifier to that concentration of flux. Yeah.
Yes. So if you put a ferromagnetic material inside your winding, then you will boost the performance. You can go back a little bit to the history. 19th century, when Ørsted discovered that if current is running in a wire, there will be a magnetic field around. And if you make a loop from this wire, then you can concentrate that magnetic field. If you make more loops and connect them in series, then you will have a winding and a nice concentrated magnetic field inside the winding, and you can boost it with a ferromagnetic material, mainly Fair-Rite. And there you will use the energy of the magnetic field that you have created, and how you use this energy. The working principle of all inductors is the since Faraday, the
resistance to changing resistance to changing currents.
Self-inductance, yes. So, and when I first faced this topic in the high school physics lesson, for me the most impressive explanation was the Lenz's law. So, but if you have a magnetic field and you induce this magnetic field by generating current, and what this field will do, always oppose the changes, and this is how it works. Best experiment what I've seen, you just take a single battery or voltage source with a certain rated voltage, connect it with a switch, winding, an inductor, and bulb, a light. But the nominal voltage of the light must be higher than the battery. So what means when you close the circuit, nothing happens, right? Because
Right.
you don't have enough energy from the electric source. But when you switch off the circuit, you will see the light for a moment because it will light up. So this is how it works. So there was a certain energy stored in the inductor, and when changes happened to the circuit, so you switched it off, the inductor tried to oppose it. So oppose the change, and that amount of energy was added to the energy of the power source, and then it was enough to light up the bar for a moment. This is how it works.
Yep. Yeah, we always messed around with a nail and a coil of wire making a solenoid, and as soon as you have a DC battery on it, it's not inherently doing that much. As soon as you try to pull the nail out, it resists the change of it, and
Yes.
you're moving that around. Yeah, so I think that's probably a good start. And welcome aboard, Tamas.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining the team. I look forward to conversing more on your many years of experience outside the realm of just Fair-Rites. But stay tuned. Please tune in for the next episode of Soft Magnetics.
Hard topics.
Thanks for watching.